Walk me home. We had another weather front come through. Got some rain as I was leaving work. It wasn't horrible though. I was thinking it was more like a moderate level. I got a little soaked, but not bad. My feet got pretty soaked, but it wasn't. It's not like cold out. It's in the 60s, so I'm all right. It's when I get drenched and it's freezing out. That's not fun. But so I'm going home. It was a pretty good day at work, but the depression just slapped me. 7:15, right after my lunch, almost on the dot. And there was a very interesting book that was written, and he talked about how some of his patients could say, I started getting depressed at 3 o'clock, and how some doctors didn't believe it, but he did. That it can be that sudden. And so yeah, that was a rough couple hours because I worked until 10, and but I made it. And the trick is not to have a pity party. And I was reminding myself also that the first depression is always the worst because you don't know what to expect. You don't know how long it's going to last. You don't know if you're ever going to be happy again because it sure feels like you won't ever be happy. And, but I will, And I had a lot of good accomplishments this week. So I'm not really surprised that the depression came along because the devil likes to smack people down, play whack-a-mole. And that's what he did tonight. But, I hopefully still had a good witness. I didn't have a pity party. And I was thinking about this, how I would present it tonight on my walking home. And one thing I have done is my personal theory, this is just a personal theory, that people don't like you to plead on them. And they don't want to hear I'm depressed, They really don't. It's certainly not at work. So if anybody had asked, and I don't think anybody even noticed, I would have just said, well, I'm a little tired, or I have a headache, or my sinuses are bugging me, some physical thing. Even though depression is 100% as physical as a bruise, people just don't have a hard time accepting it. So I made it, but it's just not easy sometimes. And I remind myself when it's like this that God is using this to temper me, to make me into a better witness, a more effective servant. Okay, it's just a trash can. And that it's just part of the growing process. And it forces me to rely more on him because it's very easy to say, look what I did this, I did that. No, I didn't do a damn thing. So it's all him using me, choosing to use me. But there's only a narrow window where he can use me, and if I go out of that window, he has to correct me. So that's my theory. And Paul talks about this in 2 Corinthians chapter, I think it's 12, 8 to 10. And that he was asking God to take away his problem. He never really specified what it was, just his thorn in the flesh. And God tells him, my strength is made perfect in weakness. So Paul says, I'm going to glory in my infirmities, so the power of Christ can rest more fully on me. Well, I can't always glory in depression or any of my other issues. It's not really fun slogging across a dark parking lot or walking past creepy, dark, vacant lots at night because I can't drive. And I don't really have the ability to earn the money to have a car. Or, the kind of lifestyle where I could just Uber everything or lift everything, I don't make that kind of money. But God can still use me, and God uses me because I have these problems. And I need to constantly remind myself of that He is using me, and I don't always see impact. That is one thing that's been driven in me lately in my devotional, is that you may not always see the impact you're making, but you are making an impact every time you get out of bed. So, I need to focus on just keeping my hands clean and just surrendering to God and just saying, okay, use me however you can. And if that means I have to be depressed for a while, then I'll be depressed. And the funny thing is, I actually slept better last night than I normally do. And when I get home, I plan to do my hair, see how much henna I have that's already made up in the freezer, and then just put that on and at least get the roots, because my aunt's coming to town and I want to look good. She's very supportive of me, and I know she worries that she's lived so far away now and she can't always, come when I call. So I want her to feel like I'm doing okay. But yeah, so this is not fun. And I am allergic to like every antidepressant, people. The SSRI, the SNRI. I had bad reaction to 5-HTP, it made me panic, so I can't do that. And SAMe, it has a it's not indicated for someone like me, so and it's not bad enough that I would look into supplements. Now there's like little small branches they got broken off the trees around here, so I would say we had some good winds during the storm, but nothing major. And that's good. And it's nice and quiet. I do not hear that little dog. Unfortunately, I don't believe he made it. So, because, so I'm not going to get into it. It's sad. But it's trash pickup night. But I don't really think I have enough to take out, so I'm not going to worry about it right now. And I'm so happy it's nice and dry, because it's really not fun trying to get home in the rain, washing my back. And I had a nice dry spell going to work. And I actually just went to work early because I wanted to miss the rain, and I did. They weren't interested in having me start early, which was fine. I just, played on my phone basically. And I figured out my budget. I have a pretty good fund money thing. Basically 1 week of pay is going to bills, and the other week is kind of discretionary, so that's good. And I need to get some cash out and get a hold of my yard guy, but I don't think he needs to mow in the rain. That's not good for the mower or the grass, I think. So I'll get the money out, and then we can do something next week maybe. But because the grass isn't awful, I can, keep it maintained, and this is a side hustle for him, so that's good. And he has a full-time job, that requires background screening, so that's good. So, not that I really care who's in my yard, but it's just nice to know he's okay. But Almost home. It is a little cooler, but I'm not cold. I had a horrendous sinus headache this morning. Part of it was probably related to the weather coming. And the other part of it, the cats got in my bed late at night, and they were purring and licking my face and drooling all over me, basically. And I am very reactive to that. And what I'm going to start doing is just keeping a wet washcloth next to the bed, and if I do that, I can just wipe my face. That generally will arrest a reaction. But I didn't have anything, and Cleo was on my chest, and I hadn't seen her for a while, so I wasn't going to move her. But yeah, that did not help. So okay, let's check them out. See what I got. Because we're going to get more rain. I can see lightning. So, and the weather says it's going to rain in a couple hours. So, again, there's a couple of systems out there. The meteorologists are saying, well, it's just going to be a bad couple days, but it's okay. Keys. Okay, here are the keys. Alrighty. Some of these air conditioners running, and it's 65 degrees out. That's crazy. I would hate to see their electric bill. Mine was $40. There's something in there. What are you? Oh, I know what you are. Okay. Yeah, that is something from a sponsor. So that's going to be interesting. I am not going to open that on camera because that is private business. But it is nice that a sponsor sent me something. So even just, encouragement is good. I was really glad. God lays out all the stuff I do. And when I go to Dollar Tree, they have these nice little thank you cards, different kinds. So I'll get one, a couple different packages, and there's maybe 10 cards total. And I do about 10 packets a day. So I'm doing maybe 5 cards a week out of that. And so it's a very small percentage of what I'm actually handing out. But the 85 driver, the last driver I had, was late, of course, because it's raining, stupid. And, oh wow, the neighbors put all kinds of junk out. And their storage things are gone too. Interesting. Oh, I wonder if somebody's moving out. That is a queen size mattress. Good luck getting rid of that. And they put it in front of my house, trying to make it look like it's mine. It is not. See that? That's not very classy. So, anyways, it's a small percentage of the cards I hand out, the stuff I hand out, but I was putting the thank you card in with various things, and my driver was late, and it's raining, and she's just having a bad day. And when she pulls up, almost every single person who got on the bus had a major, nasty attitude. People were swearing at her, and I gave her a packet. And she said, oh, thank you. And as she took it, I realized it had a thank you card in it. And I was so, so glad that God set it up that way, because as all the drivers I've had this week, she was the one who most needed a thank you card. So that was very cool.